All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good to see everyone in the audience. I won't be offended if anyone is just sitting down to get off their feet. So that's not taking any offense to that. But Peter Gibson, I'm the Vice President of Product and Marketing at Comcast Technology Solutions. Today we're going to talk about monetization and really what's your plan, and share some of the learnings that we have and what we see within our business across our customer footprint in the industry, and share that out and talk a little bit about who we are as a company as well, and what are the technology areas that we support when it comes to monetization. A little bit of background on Comcast Technology Solutions. So just a real macro level view here of where we sit in the organization. So Comcast Corporate is made up of the entities Sky, Comcast, and NBC Universal. Our mission within Comcast Technology is really to take the technology and investments that we make within Comcast and all that R&D and set of capabilities that we have where it makes sense to make that commercially available out to the marketplace under Comcast Technology Solutions. A little bit of background further on who we are. Really, we're quite different in that as a technology vendor, we support media. And this is how we think about our operations, in that we are a media company as well. And we do media at scale across events such as Super Bowl, Olympic Channel, all the things that we think about and how we design our services from a security standpoint, and also to run across millions and millions of concurrents. We've been in the business for over 25 years across really streaming, broadcast, and advertising customers in how we manage their and deliver their content. So let's get into considerations on the monetization side. And really, you start at this real macro level where in a post-COVID era, the realities of the P&L are setting in for kind of content owners, programmers, of how they structure their business and really how they monetize their content. And the questions we're asking is how to better monetize my content, what operational efficiencies can they introduce into their workflows, and how can they collapse some of the legacy broadcast versus digital experiences that they have and have that more seamlessly integrated, and also take advantage of the new mixed monetization that we're starting to see and do it in a way that is cost effective, again, balancing to the realities of this current landscape that we're in. A couple of market trends just to underpin what I'm going to talk about today from the consideration of what we see across the advertising landscape. This is no surprise in terms of what we're showing here. Advertising and projected in 2024 with our friends from Omdia provided this research. Advertising to reach 21% of revenue for hybrid models. So we've seen that play out, and we've all seen that play out in the market where Disney, Netflix are shifting to advertising models. So this is no surprise, but it really does underpin as a business where you were focused on, we go back 5 years, it was 10 years, that massive shift to just everything is SVOD powered. We've now seen it play out that no, you have to have a business that can support AVOD and a revenue stream that comes from along with that. Another very interesting chart, a little bit more of an eye chart on this one, but just to draw your attention to, we had this massive land grab in the COVID area for what we call streaming wars, right? Really trying to go out and acquire subscribers in the time that you want to advance the consumption of your platform. But that's really shifted now to, there's a reality set in terms of an overall subscription base across, global economies, to now bundling wars. And it's a really interesting stat that's projected in 24. For the first time ever, more SVOD signups will come through bundling than on the direct consumer platform. So that's a real inflection point for the industry, where now the complexity of how you offer your subscription platforms or your direct consumer experiences is now also a part of a bundling offering that has to be considered along with other models that you're powering. So let's talk a little bit about the focus areas. So recouping your content investment. Really 3 areas of focus that really underpin how you want to think about your content. One is unlocking hybrid monetization, and that's really having the flexibility in the vendor ecosystem and footprint technology that you have to drive AVOD, SVOD, TVOD fast experiences, but to do it in a way that effectively allows you to spin up based on your business requirements, to spin those up and have them balanced across your content. You want to mitigate churn and unlock advertising opportunities. So what we mean by that is, look, the industry still has a long way to go at the consumer level and the experience that they see and feel and touch across all the services that are available to them. So how do you hyper-personalize content for the consumers such that the viewing experience is really, really seamless? You're getting higher engagement on the content, translates to more brand loyalty for that particular service. And also just from a content discovery standpoint, being able to find, if we're in a saturated market, so to speak, with so many subscription services that you have available to you to watch different content across yourself or your family, how do you find the content that really is focused on what you like to enjoy and watch? And then lastly, it's this concept that we talked about in the last data point of bundling shifts and having the capabilities to really manage the policy enforcement at the business level of all the licensing agreements that are being done across different ways to monetize your content, but do it in such a way that seamlessly allows you to take your technology footprint, bundle it, distribute it, and get it out to eyeballs where it makes sense. So the formula for that, really the outcomes are very obvious, and we'll talk through. We're going to get into some of the detail behind this and talk where video AI can really transform the analytics side and the data that you have. But look at a high level, really the focus here is maximizing how you monetize your content, but doing it in a way that you can reduce your overall costs and still balance to the realities, as I mentioned before, of what the current economic climate is. Key to that success, and we'll talk about it in an upcoming slide, is really using data to drive the understanding of your viewers, of your content, both on the content production side, but also on the consumption side. And we'll talk about some video AI experiences that we're working on right now that really will differentiate and change the way we, present that experience to our consumers, whether it's at, targeting from an advertising standpoint or the metadata that was presented to the user that can drive these really rich personalization, rich recommendation experiences. From a technology standpoint, this is it's an eye chart, but I'm just going to walk you through. You really have to, this is everything we support in a live linear footprint, really from ingest right up until play out and everything in between. We know our business is really post-production right up until that app experience, but our ability to be able to acquire signals from multiple different sources, whether that's satellite over IP, pigeon carrier, however we're getting the content, we have to make sure that we can acquire that and process it and really shift that down to all the different models that you have, whether it's your traditional broadcast play out or you're taking your existing VOD content library and now you want to spin up fast channels. Having a provider where you can seamlessly light up those different experiences and not a heavy lift to throw your content over the fence, lose control of it and not really understand how you're able to enable some of those additional experiences. So these are all the areas that we really think about and how we design our services to be able to support, again, this idea of mixed monetization models, mixed different ways you're getting your content out to consumers. Our cloud video platform supports all the experiences that you need to power, again, just very high level look at some of the considerations from for your OTT streaming platform and how you'd want to address that overall footprint of being able to process content at scale, content management, monetize it, all the end user services that go along with it, and all the video processing pipeline that exists underneath. These are all the capabilities that at Comcast Technology Solutions we bring to the overall experience, that we can process that content right up until the app experience. And these are the areas that we think about and we focus, and we do this at scale. As I mentioned, we support, our business is about thinking about events like the Super Bowl, like the Olympics, like Peacock NFL streaming experiences. Those are things that we think about all the time, and the security that goes along with them. That's how we design and build our services within Comcast Technology Solutions. So I want to shift gears a bit and talk now more on the consumer side. And this is where we get into consumer data and how we use, video AI data and how we transform that consumer experience. Really, it's about giving viewer control of the experience. And by that, we mean organizing the content in such a way where it's personalized to the content that you like to see, whether that's VOD content catalog, whether that's fast channels, what are your viewing habits and experiences? And that's going to dictate then how you build out your platform, the carousels that you use on your home landing page for your particular experience. And it's really about building, we talk about a community, it's building a brand loyalty to your content where you've got more engagement, your consumers are watching more content. That's translating to a better ROI and a better experience of wanting to watch and experience that content even further. And the way we do that is we run video AI across every frame of content, whether it's video, audio, or the associated caption content, to understand all the object detection that goes along with that. So you're really pulling back all this rich metadata that's going to drive understanding then how you touch that up to the viewing habits of your consumers. Instead of now you're just your standard title, description, category, different elements, you've got this rich metadata that can drive a very targeted, focused set of recommendations. The other thing we consider heavily is on the advertising side of leveraging video AI. So considerations where we're moving away from cookie session-based tracking. So how do you understand and drive more brand alignment for your ad campaigns to what the consumer likes to see? And by that, we mean by leveraging video AI, where we pass that through to ad decisioning platforms, understanding now more. This is where a beach scene within a particular movie, now you want to shift to a brand advertisement for a cruise or some sort of ability to get to that experience. The other thing we're looking at heavily too is the emotion around the ad experience. So consumers buy on positive emotion. And to do that, in order to understand that positive emotion within your content, we see in many cases that these long tail content libraries where they have these hard ad breaks, 30, 60, 90, that get into how they're driving the ad experience. Well, if that's after a negative scene, you're not going to have that consumer engagement with the advertisement. So what you want to do is understand that mood, that sentiment with the content, and match that up with your ad decisioning platform to give that brand alignment for your content, but also that personalized experience where it's much more of an engaging experience for the consumer versus just throwing up a particular ad at a particular hard break. And also using video AI to understand the opportunistic moments to insert those ad breaks on content where they don't exist before. That's something that we think about heavily and we look at across our portfolio. So I'm going to leave you just with a recap of some of the considerations again, that the real kind of macro level areas of what you want to be thinking about within your business for consideration of being able to support mixed monetization models. That's really key to your content. We've seen it play out in the marketplace, the shift that we talked about over to AVOD and bundling being a large part of your overall monetization strategy. Mitigate churn and unlock advertising opportunities. You have to be focused on the consumer experience. So much more intuitive recommendations to the consumer and how you drive that experience. Targeted advertising, brand alignment. These are all the things that you want to improve your CPM, improve your monetization of your content. And then the final one is just having a technology partner and a platform that can seamlessly integrate these different policy enforcements where licensing agreements or bundling or other areas of stream load, download to go, EU portability, all these considerations that you need to have in your content to be, truly global streaming service. These are areas for consideration. And with that, thank you for your time, and I will certainly, I'm going to have a few minutes here before next meeting. I'll be at the back and happy to have any chats or questions. So, thank you.